You were the child who never asked for anything, so they gave you exactly that, nothing. While everyone else's chaos took center stage, you became the background noise. You weren't just turning into glass, you were being polished into a mirror, so they could only see their own reflections in you. Nobody noticed when you started to crack. They just admired how well you held the light, never realizing that you were shattering in slow motion, just to keep the peace. So, what is glass child syndrome? It's when a healthy child feels invisible because their sibling needs all the family's time and energy. The name glass doesn't mean they break easily. It means people look right through them to the bigger problem in the room. If these 10 symptoms feel familiar, you aren't alone. You're a glass child.
You became the easy kid who never caused trouble, simply because you didn't want to add another drop of stress to your parents' lives. You started hiding your feelings, swallowing your own sadness so your parents wouldn't have one more thing to worry about. You began acting like an adult long before you were ready, taking care of yourself while the rest of the world focused on the crisis. You felt a crushing need to be perfect, believing that getting straight A's or being the best was the only way to finally be seen. You were often overwhelmed by feeling guilty, as if being the healthy or normal sibling is something you need to apologize for. You grew to be hyper-independent, refusing to ask for help even when you're drowning because you're terrified of being a burden. You turned into a master of people-pleasing, exhausting yourself to make sure everyone else is happy while you ignore your own heart. You live with a deep sense of loneliness, feeling like a background character in your own family's story. You are trapped in constant anxiety, always on high alert and waiting for the next emergency to shatter the peace. You feel like the weight of problem-solving is on your shoulders, as if it's your job alone to fix the family and keep the peace. If you recognize yourself in these signs, listen closely. Your struggle is real. You weren't easy because you didn't have needs. You were easy because you didn't feel safe enough to have them. Being the healthy one doesn't mean you weren't also suffering. The solution? So, where do you go from here? The first step isn't fixing the family, it's unlearning the idea that you have to be the glue. Permission to be difficult. Start small. Say no when you're tired. Realize that your feelings don't have to be smaller just because someone else's are louder. Break the hyper-independence. You don't have to do it all alone anymore. Finding a therapist or a community of people who get it is the first time many glass children finally feel seen. Reclaim your story. You are more than a sibling, a helper, or a background character. You are allowed to have a life that isn't defined by someone else's crisis.
Which of these hit you the hardest? Let's talk in the comments. You aren't a background character here.